Alright, so this year's Norris winner, Erik Karlsson, has just been traded to the Pittsburgh Penguins. They would trade for him in a three-way deal between San Jose, Pittsburgh, and Montreal. And now somehow the Pittsburgh Penguins are actually even older than they were last season. I mean, you have Sidney Crosby, who literally just turned 36 today. Evgeny Malkin is also 37, I believe, right now. And Chris Letang is also very old. He's 36 years old. So what I've decided to do in today's video is I've put the core four back into their prime. So we have Evgeny Malkin at a 94, Sidney Crosby 96, Chris Letang is a 90, and the newest member of the Pittsburgh Penguins, Erik Karlsson, is a 94 overall. Now we are going to give this team 5 seasons to see how many Stanley Cups they can win. Obviously in real life they're probably not going to play 5 full years together. They'll probably play around 3 years together maybe, but for the sake of the video I am going to give them the benefit of the doubt and give them 5 seasons to see how many Stanley Cups they can win. Now we have them all in their prime. They should be one of the best teams in the entire NHL with this roster now. Their best players are the best players in the entire NHL. Let's simulate along and see how many Stanley Cups they can win. If you guys enjoy videos like this, make sure you leave a like and subscribe to the channel. We are almost at 10,000 subscribers. I appreciate every single one of you who subbed to the channel. All right, now let's get into the video. So the Pittsburgh Penguins are going to end up finishing second in the Metro, going 55, 22, and 5, 3 points back of the New York Rangers. The Rangers would end up finishing first in the entire NHL, followed by the Colorado Avalanche, the Pittsburgh Penguins, the Boston Bruins, and the New Jersey Devils. Predictably, at the bottom of the NHL, we have the Chicago Blackhawks, the LA Kings, which is not that predictable, and of course, we have the classic Arizona Coyotes. They are absolute shit in every single simulation I do. Sidney Crosby is going to have 49 goals and 111 points, followed by Evgeny Malkin's 95 and 30 goals. Karlsson would have 89 and 22 goals. Jake Guentzel had 81, Chris Letang 67, Rickard Rakell 58, Zucker 55. Tristan Jarry would go 41, 16, and 4, 3 shutouts, a 9-11 save percentage, and a 2.57 goals against average. Sidney Crosby would actually end up leading the entire NHL in points with 111, followed by Johnny Hockey's 107, Adam Fox 107, Patrick Kane 102, Austin Matthews 101, Artemi Panarin had 99, Jason Robertson 96, McKinnon 95, Malkin 95. Matthews is going to have the most goals at 60, followed by Patty Kane's 54, Ovi 52, Crosby 49. The GOAT Nathan McKinnon had 42, Patrick Laine had 41, Rantanen 41, Lindholm 41. Tristan Jarry would be third in wins, only behind Igor Shesterkin and Alexander Georgiev. For shutouts, Sorokin is going to have the most at 6, followed by Allmarks 5, Blackwood 5, Gibson 4. And Pittsburgh is going to end up playing the New Jersey Devils in round number 1. I gotta be honest, that's a tough matchup to have in round 1. The Devils are legit, but hopefully we can move on and make it all the way to the Stanley Cup final. And unfortunately, we are going to end up losing in the second round in 5 games to the eventual Stanley Cup winning New York Rangers as they go on and beat the Colorado Avalanche in Game 7 of the Stanley Cup final. For the playoffs, Evgeny Malkin is going to lead our team in points with 11. He would also have 7 goals. Crosby had 9 points, Guentzel 7, Karlsson 7. For the entire NHL, Adam Fox is going to have the most points for the playoffs at 29, followed by the GOAT, Nathan McKinnon, who had 27, also 10 goals. Patty Kane had 26, 16 goals as well. Oh my god. Gabriel Landeskog at 26, Trocheck 24, Rantanen 24, Breadman 22. Crosby is going to take home the Ted Lindsay, the Art Ross, and the Hart Trophy, while Austin Matthews is going to win the Maurice Richard. Adam Fox is going to take home the Norris, the Lady Byng, and the Conn Smythe. Tristan Jarry will win the Vezina, and Bo Horvat is going to take home the Selke. At the end of year number 2, the Pittsburgh Penguins are yet again going to end up finishing second in the Metro, this time going 49, 24, and 9. Still yet again behind the New York Rangers, who won 50 games. The Boston Bruins are going to end up finishing first in the entire NHL, going 50, 22, and 10, followed by the New York Rangers, the Pittsburgh Penguins, the Minnesota Wild, and the greatest team of all time, the Colorado Avalanche. At the bottom of the NHL, yet again, we have the Arizona Coyotes, the Winnipeg Jets, and the San Jose Sharks. Sidney Crosby is surprisingly going to have a down season, only 43 goals and 90 points, followed by Evgeny Malkin's 83, Karlsson 79, Zucker 72, Rickard Rakell 71, Guentzel 66, Carter 61, Chris Letang only 18 goals and 55 points. I mean, in real life last season he had 68 points, so 67 here as well in 2016. I mean, he's not the most offensively gifted defenseman, but Tristan Jarry is going to end up going 41, 15, and 9, 7 shutouts, a 908 save percentage, and a 281 goals against average. For the entire NHL, Nathan McKinnon is going to have the most points at 101, followed by David Pasternak's 96, Mikko Rantanen 95, 95, Kaprizov 94, Johnny Hockey 94, Redman had 91, Crosby 90, Larkin 90, and Mark Scheifele 89. For goals, Matthews yet again is going to have the most this time with 53, followed by Rantanen's 51. Pasta had 50, McKinnon 49, Ovi 49, Line 44, Crosby 43, Marchand 43, and Kopitar 42. So I was wondering where Connor McDavid was because I did not see him at all on the list, and it turns out he's only going to have 35 goals and 87 points in 82 games. At a 97 overall, 26 years old, in the middle of his prime. This does not make any sense. Tristan Jarry is going to have the second most wins in the entire NHL, only behind Linus Ullmark. And for shutouts, he's also going to finish second behind Ullmark. He would have 7, Ullmark 8, and Pittsburgh is going to end up playing Carolina in round number 1. And for a second year in a row, the Pittsburgh Penguins are going to lose to the eventual Stanley Cup champion. This time, the Carolina Hurricanes in round number 1 as they go on and beat the Anaheim Ducks in 6 games in the Stanley Cup final. How the hell did Anaheim make it that far? For the playoffs, Sidney Crosby would have a great round number 1, 7 goals in 7 games, also 12 points. Jake Gensel had 9, Malkin 8, Carlson 8, Zucker 7. For the entire playoffs, Marty Necas is going to have the most points at 23, followed by Pacioretty's 22, Svechnikov 22, Matthews 22, your mom's a hoe 22, and Mitch Marner 22. David Pastrnak is going to take home the Ted Lindsay, Austin Matthews, the Maurice Richard, Nathan McKinnon, the Art Ross, and the Hart Trophy. Adam Fox is going to win the Norris. Sean Monahan is going to take home the Conn Smythe. Linus Ullmark is going to win the Vezina, and Bo Horvat yet again is going to win the Selke. So at the end of year number 3, the Pittsburgh Penguins are going to finish first in the Metro, going 54, 21, and 7. Colorado is going to end up finishing first in the entire NHL, going 56, 21, and 5, followed by the Pittsburgh Penguins, the Tampa Bay Lightning, the Vancouver Canucks. How the hell did Vancouver finish top 4 in the entire NHL? The Buffalo Sabres, the Minnesota Wild. Okay, this is getting ridiculous. At the bottom of the NHL, we have the Chicago Blackhawks. That is typical, but the Dallas Stars finishing second last? How the hell does Buffalo finish top 5 in the entire NHL, and the Dallas Stars are going to finish second last? Sidney Crosby is going to have 35 goals and 95 points, followed by Evgeny Malkin's 90, Jake Gensel 79, Carlson 73, Ricard Raquel 57, Carter 55, Zucker 54, Chris Letang only 6 goals and 45 points. Tristan Jarry is going to go 41, 16, and 6, only 2 shutouts, a 906 save percentage, and a 272 goals against average. The GOAT, Nathan McKinnon, is going to have the most goals at 58 and the most points at 120 in the entire NHL, followed by Tage Thompson's 108, Connor McDavid 103, Pasta 100, Nylander had 98, Crosby 95, Horvat 92, Braden Point had 91, Leon Draisaitl 91. For goals, other than McKinnon, it was McDavid who had 50, Kucherov 47, Bergeron had 43, shout out to him, Malkin had 43, Line 43, Ovi 42, Skinner 41, and Tage Thompson 41. And yet again, the Pittsburgh Penguins are going to play the Carolina Hurricanes in round number 1. Now, we all know what happens when my team goes up against Carolina. Ever since I did that video with Bend Over, they have absolutely haunted me. They even haunted me in my Be A Pro as we got dominated in 5 games. But regardless, hopefully the haunting ends here. And of course, we are going to get absolutely dominated by Carolina in 5 games in round number 1. It's bringing me back to my childhood when my dad absolutely gave it to me just like that. Okay, that was a little too far. That was 100% a joke too. And it would not be an NHL 23 video without the Colorado Avalanche winning a Stanley Cup as they beat the Buffalo Sabres in Game 7 of the Stanley Cup Final. Crosby didn't really show up, 3 goals, 5 points. Malkin didn't show up. Gensel, no show. Carlson didn't even have a goal, only 2 assists. Where the hell, Chris Letang? Yeah. Why is this team not winning at least 1 Stanley Cup? We have a loaded roster. Tage Thompson is going to have the most points in the playoffs at 29, followed by Mikko Rantanen's 27. Dylan Cousins had 26, McKinnon 24, Alex Tuch 21, Svechnikov 19, Landy 19. Jack Quinn had 10 goals and 17 assists. For goals in the playoffs, Mikko Rantanen would have the most at 15, followed by Svech's 10 and Jack Quinn 10. Nathan McKinnon is going to take home the Ted Lindsay, the Maurice Richard, the Art Ross, and the Hart Trophy, the greatest player of all time. Cale Makar is going to win the Norris. Rantanen is going to take home the Conn Smythe. Thatcher Demko is going to win the Vezina, and Anze Kopitar is going to take home the Selke. Alright, so since we have not won literally anything in 3 seasons, and we only have 2 seasons left for the video, I have gone ahead and upgraded the core for even more. So Evgeny Malkin is a 97, Sidney Crosby is a 99, Chris Letang is a 94, and Erik Karlsson is a 97. So they are literally better than they were in their prime. Hopefully now we can actually actually win a Stanley Cup. We have 2 years to do it. At the end of year number 4, the Pittsburgh Penguins are going to finish first in the Metro, going 55, 23, and 4. And we would end up finishing first in the entire NHL, followed by the Florida Panthers, the Boston Bruins, the Washington Capitals, and the Nashville Predators. At the bottom of the NHL, we have the Seattle Kraken, the Chicago Blackhawks, and the Arizona Coyotes. Despite being a 99 overall, Sidney Crosby is only going to have 57 goals and 106 points, followed by Evgeny Malkin's 98, Karlsson 75, Gensel 72, Letang 61, Carter 50, Brian Rust had 49. So even though I upgraded these guys multiple overalls, I made them better than they literally ever were in their entire careers, they're still going to put up similar points. So it makes me believe even more that EA's simulation is completely random 100%. Tristan Jarry is going to go 42, 19, and 3 shutouts, a 909 save percentage, and a 262 goals against average. Connor McDavid is going to have the most points in the NHL at 110, followed by Sidney Crosby's 106, Adam Fox 99, Malkin 98, Breadman 98, Leon Draisaitl had 97, Zibanejad 97, Marchand 95, and Patty Kane 90. For goals, Crosby would have the most goals in the entire NHL at 57, followed by Patrick Kane's 51, Ovi 50, Pasta 49, Matthews 48, Davo had 45, Draisaitl 44, Kuch 42, and Tarasenko 40. Jarry is going to have the third most wins in the entire NHL behind UC Saros and Igor Shesterkin. And yet again, we will face the Carolina Hurricanes in round number 1. Please, for the love of God, Carolina, do not fuck me over again. Oh my God. And yet again, we are going to lose to the Carolina Hurricanes in round number 1, this time in 6 goddamn fucking games. The Calgary Flames are going to go on and win the Stanley Cup as they beat Carolina in 6 games in the Stanley Cup final. Crosby, no-show. Malkin, no-show. Brian Rust, no-show. Carter, Gensel, Smith, Petrie, Letang, Karlsson, all goddamn no-shows. Nobody shows up in the playoffs no matter what overall they are. Jonathan Huberdeau is going to have the most points in the entire playoff run. That is literally EA Sports at its peak. Followed by Elias Lindholm, 28, Tyler Toffoli, 28, Teuvo Teravainen, 23, Nazem Kadri, 21, McKinnon, 20, Aho, 20, Uyghur, 18, Brent Burns had 17. Sidney Crosby is going to take home the Ted Lindsay, the Maurice Richard, and the Hart Trophy, while Connor McDavid is going to take home the Art Ross. Adam Fox is going to win every single Norris Trophy. Jonathan Huberdeau is going to win the Conn Smythe. UC Saros is going to take home the Vezina, and Anze Kopitar is going to win the Selke. Alright, so to make things even less fair than they already are, I've went ahead and upgraded Tristan Jarry to a 97 overall, the highest rated goalie in the entire game. Maybe it was our goaltending that was the problem overall. Also, don't mind Carey Price as our backup. He's not going to play any games. So maybe now that we have a 97 overall starting goalie, we can finally go on and win a Stanley Cup. Alright, so at the end of year number 5, the Pittsburgh Penguins are going to finish third in the Metro, going 49, 30, and 3. Yet again, Colorado is going to finish first in the entire NHL, going 54, 24, and 4. Followed by the Minnesota Wild, the Toronto Maple Leafs, the New York Islanders, and the LA Kings. Pittsburgh would end up finishing 9th in the entire NHL. At the bottom, yet again, we have the Chicago Blackhawks, the San Jose Sharks, and the Anaheim Ducks. Sidney Crosby is going to have 45 goals and 92 points, followed by Evgeny Malkin's 89 and 39 goals, Karlsson 85 and 18 goals, Letang had 66, Rickard Rakell 63 and 30 goals, Jake Gensel had 63, Riley Smith 53, Jeff Carter 52, Brian Rust 50. So Tristan Jarry at a 97 overall is going to go 39, 22, and 2, 4 shutouts, only a 907 save percentage and a 282 goals against average. Yes, that's definitely 97 overall territory. Nathan McKinnon is going to have the most points in the NHL at 97. Wait a minute, nobody is even going to crack 100 points on the season, followed by Elias Pettersson's 96, Draisaitl 94, Barzell 93, Matthews 92, Crosby 92, Redman 91, McDavid 89, and Malkin 89. For goals, yet again, Matthews is going to have the most this time with 53, followed by McKinnon's 49, McDavid 49, Ovi 47, Crosby would have 45, Patty Kane 44, Kachuk 41, Line 40, and Malkin 39. And we are going to be playing the New York Rangers in round number 1. Finally, not Carolina. Can this be the year that we finally go on and win a Stanley Cup with this core 4 that is old as shit? And yet again, we are going to lose in round number 1 in 6 games to the Rangers. I mean, we've got out of round number 1 like what, once maybe in this entire video? We are basically the Toronto Maple Leafs in this video, losing in round number 1 every single fucking year. And great, somehow the Vancouver Canucks actually go on and win the Stanley Cup as they beat Tampa Bay in 7 games in the Stanley Cup final. Now for reference, EA Sports is based in Vancouver, so they simulate hella good while every other team simulates bad. Yeah, like this is getting embarrassing Mason Crosby had 5 goals and 7 points in the first round. He showed up, but Malkin 6 points, only 1 goal though. Gensel 5, Rickard Rakell 5, Zucker, where the hell Carlson 3 assists, no goals. This dude cannot score in the playoffs for some reason. Elias Pettersson is gonna have the most points in the playoffs at 37, followed by JT Miller's 31. Steven Stamkos at 27, also 15 goals. Quinn Hughes at 27, Killorn 26, Brock Besser 22. Victor Hedman was up there, Clayton Keller, Brendan Hagel. Nathan McKinnon is gonna take home the Ted Lindsay, the Art Ross, and the Hart Trophy, while yet again Matthews will take home the Maurice Richard. Erik Karlsson is actually somehow going to win the Norris. Elias Pettersson obviously took home the Conn Smythe. Andrei Vasilevsky is going to take home the Vezina, and Bo Horvat is going to take home the Selke. Alright boys, that is going to do it for this video. Unfortunately, we would not win any Stanley Cups in the 5-year time frame, and that is with me upgrading all these guys up to like a 97 and 99 overall. So imagine if I left them down at the regular overalls. They would 100% not win jack shit. If you guys did enjoy the video, make sure you leave a like and subscribe to the channel. It really helps me out a lot. Let me know in the comments what you would like to see next. We are in the dead of August. I mean, there's nothing going on right now. Thank you all for watching, and until next time, don't be silly. Wrap your willy.
Sidney Crosby, you are the phony goat, man. You couldn't win one goddamn Stanley Cup in this video. Please, for me!